All right. Welcome, everybody. It is Wednesday, and every Wednesday we come to you live at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to bring you guys value. And we're going to have a bunch of people piling in here, I'm confident as well. This will probably be our biggest session yet because a lot of people are interested in DTF printing. Can we do it with the free jets? Can we not do it with the free jets? Do we need additional rip settings? Do we not need additional rip settings? Can we use gamut inks? Can we use our direct inks? Lots of questions, right? And you guys are, the conversation's just been hot in the group. So this is a very special session for us today. We've been working silently on creating loud moves and loud results here over the past several months. And we could not be happier to be talking about this with you guys today. So in the studio, we got our very own founder and chief executive officer, Victor Pena. What's up, Vic? And then
we have guys?
Yours truly, Edsel.
Welcome, everybody.
Yeah. So Vic, take us from the top, man. What are you thinking? I mean, what's going on over there for today?
All right, guys. So we have the full setup right here. So this is the full setup. So everybody that's here, hit us up on the chat where you're coming from. That way we know. And start putting the questions on what you want to know about this so that we make sure that we hit it. So we've gotten a lot of questions for the last few months about printing on transfers, about printing on film. So that's why we're here going to show you guys how to do it with your existing machines, where it works, where is it valuable, where it's not, and just answer all the questions that you guys have. We're also going to show you how to do some of this stuff live, what the difference is on different products, what settings you should be using, all of that stuff we're going to show you guys today. So remember, I always say this, the quality of your questions will always determine the quality of your results. So make sure that write down your questions, let us know, because we're here to help you today. So that's the main intention for us today. And I have Edsel right here. Everybody say what's up to Edsel. Come on, hit him up in the chat. We all love Edsel.
Sweet. Well, let's get started on some of the stuff. Let me show you.
Maybe show them the setup.
Yep.
What do we have on the setup right here?
So yeah, first a couple of things that is new. Obviously the free jet printer, which you guys should have. And then we have this extra attachment here that we actually created for our hot peel process. And this table actually heats up. So it actually heats up, it's heating up now. It heats up my film, which actually starts to heat up my ink as it starts to print. I'm able to print faster and able to print on these hot, peel sheets on here. So that's the first thing we're doing. This also has a vacuum. So it's also holding down my film. Anybody that has tried to do this film or anything else, corners pop up, then you can start taping things down everywhere. This vacuum table here is holding down my sheet. It's not moving. I'm like moving and scraping it across. This paper is not going to move, which is very important, obviously, to avoid your head strikes. So it's a cool little attachment. Plugs in straight, just like your regular platen. Pops in there, holds your film, and heats your film up as well. Again, it's for the hot peel process.
So Edsel, one thing that's important for people. So right here we have the 330TX Plus, right, that we're showing with a platen for film, right. This will also work with the 330TX with gamut inks and direct inks, right. So we're showing the solution for printing on films and doing it with your existing equipment, existing free jets, existing ink set, right? That's the main thing. I wanted to make sure people know which printer it is and what they could use it for.
Yeah.
Really quick, folks. Edsel, sorry, I know we keep interrupting you guys. What you are just introduced to here with the heated vacuum platen is a brand new product that Omniprint International will be rolling out to you and be making available to you. So that's number one. It is not available yet. It will be available very soon. We are going to make that available for you guys here within the next, I don't know what, Vic, handful of days.
Oh, it's on pre-sale, so whatever.
Yep. Brand new product for you. So make sure you note that, and we're going to tell you where you can get it here shortly.
Cool. Someone had asked which part is the platen. I don't know if you guys can see it at that angle. It's basically this whole box that you see right here. So you can see, just like your regular platen, drops in there. We have holes on top for the vacuum. But so exactly just like your regular platen, just drops in, corners in there, perfectly in there. So holding my sheet now. The kit, you'll get a couple of different things with the kit. that'll be included, make things a lot easier, make things a lot cleaner. Here we're gonna have obviously our powder. One of the most important ones is gonna be our DTF powder. So you're gonna get that does come in 1 kilogram. So you're gonna be able to pick this guy up. You're also gonna get an application distribution bottle. So if you look at this bottle, it'll allow us to start applying all of our powder nice and evenly without having to just grab it, start throwing it on there excess amount. So this little powder here just allows me to distribute this guy evenly across right here. I won't put it on my film just yet until I start printing. We have the option for hot film. We also have the option for cold film. So whichever one you prefer. Now, the hot film, the difference is hot peel is going to be as soon as you get it off the press, you're going to be able to just peel it right off, which really means faster production. That's why we have this heated platen, and it allows us to preheat the ink a little bit and print a little bit faster. So, and it allows us to rip it off right away. The cold peel, you will have to wait about a minute for it to fully cool down before you actually are able to fully peel it off. So anybody that has done vinyl in the past, I'm sure you've done cold peel vinyl. You got shirts laying around everywhere. The hot peel, I think, is the best way and the fastest way to go about it. So besides that, you're gonna get a couple of things to help you clean up. You're gonna have a funnel, so a little funnel that helps you pour everything back into your bottles. A squeegee, so that just helps you clean everything up once you're done. The powder can get everywhere. And you also get this application tray just to keep everything contained, keep everything in one area, and you don't have to make a mess all over the place there. So
that does get messy, right?
Yeah, it could definitely get messy. I know. I didn't have one of these before when I started, and my girlfriend hates picking up all the powder, that I leave everywhere. So, luckily I got one now, and keeps everything, much cleaner there. So, that's going to be, what's included in the kit. You will have the choice between hot and cold, so you pick whichever one you prefer for your production needs. Again, the hot film is faster production. You can peel it off right away, and partners up great with our heated platen. So really good attachment for that. All right, I think so as far as the supplies, we'll go over a little bit of the RIP software settings we're going to be using. So we did already have the environment for it, so you won't have to sit there and guess. I did test a lot of different films, and some of them worked great, some of them didn't. Some of them, the ink wouldn't dry as fast. So these settings partner up great with this film. Works perfect. We don't have to do 2 passes. I think I've heard some customers using 2 different passes of color, of white. We won't have to do any of that. It'll be just like we did for a regular t-shirt. So
Hila's asking, what are the technical difficulties, right? We've spent like months on this, guys, to remove technical difficulties, because we've been like fielding a lot of this stuff from all you guys. So we have the individual environment settings for your printer, right? Where we went in and created an environment, for each of them. So if you have the plus, you're gonna get the drag and drop environment that has the settings of what we use to get the best results, right? So that you don't have to be troubleshooting with the gamut inks or direct inks or the films or anything like that. So that's a great question. So we can do a screen share right there.
Yep.
So as you show people what they're gonna do, right?
all right. So when you purchase the kit, you will get the environment, and the environment will actually be installed directly into your quality 330TX Plus or your standard TX, whichever printer you have. And we're going to have dark garment DTF and then white garment DTF. So 2 different settings you're going to have there. In this case, I'll start off with the dark. I'm going to go ahead and set that up. And it sets up most of my settings. One of the couple of things that you will have to still do is obviously your positioning, your sizing, positioning it here in the center or wherever it's going to be. I'm going to just actually make this a little bit smaller than the center. The last thing you also want to do is mirror your image. Now this part is important because we are printing it backwards, so you want to make sure you do mirror your image. This is the only setting that is not defaulted in the environment, so that you will have to manually click on this setting here. But after that, everything else is set. Your underbase, your color strength, even the order it prints the ink. So if you notice, it's going to print color first and then white. Normally when we print a regular t-shirt, it's white and then color. So that's already set for you there. You're going to hit OK. I'm still adding my choke. I actually already added it to this image. so I won't have to add it. You can see it here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and send this guy over to print. So very easy. Say, like Vic said, we spent the time to dial these settings in. I spent a lot of time dialing this stuff in. You know, a lot of different films, different powders. We just found everything that works the best, you know, for our ink and for our printer here. So I'm just go ahead and send print. Let that get started.
So one thing to note, guys, is that this is actually, you're printing the image in reverse, right? That's why you have to mirror, right? So you're printing your color in reverse and then the white on top of that, right? And that's pretty much the settings that you have to do in the rip. Everything else is done for you. One thing that I noticed, what is this stuff good for? I noticed that you have to balance it out. So this is a great addition to your printer. Why? Because you don't have to get another machine. You don't have to get anything. You can do more products with it, right? So one of the products that I looked at was easier to do is your neck tags, some of these sleeve prints, right? Some of this is like, see in the camera, you could see some of these sleeve prints, or you can see some of the, like those chest prints or hats, difficult to print products. So you can spend some more time on the print and the powder process, but you can also do more products, right? Where did I see where it was more challenging and more time? On bigger prints, it's going to take you longer. You have the powder application and the baking that you need. So those are some of the things that you wanna look at when you're using this product, right? What's it good for your operation, and where are you better off just pre-treating and printing direct, right? What we noticed is on bigger prints, I'd rather pre-treat and print and be done with it. On smaller prints, I could do multiple images at one time, cut them up, and now it reduces my cost per image, right? So those are the different things. So as this is printing, you guys can see right here, still doing it's going to do the color or the white base pass on top. Then Edsel has already pre-printed one right there too.
Yeah, so I already printed one here. So right before we started the video, to kind of save a little bit of time, and I'll kind of start applying the powder to this film. And again, I'm using a little bottle distributed, and it works pretty well. And don't be afraid to tell customers, don't be afraid to pour a little extra if you need to. Any of the extra that doesn't get used, we'll just pour it back into
so
my
you
bottle.
want to cover the whole image, right?
Yep, exactly.
You want to like just jam it on there because it's better to cover it full than miss.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, get some nice coverage in there, and then work the powder in there. Just kind of go back and forth to make sure you get it all in there. I'll do a couple passes of it just to make sure. You want to make sure everything gets covered real good, so that way everything transfers. So that's basically it. And then without shake it around, get any excess out of there. And then right before I actually start taking it over to my press, I'll look at it real good. Look at all these areas. You'll be able to tell where there is no powder. And if you notice that there's no more powder in there, scoop some back in there. If you need to, and then just start working it, in there again. For the most part, that first try, you'll get, most of the coverage in there. So just gonna shake it off a little bit, that excess. And this one's good to go. So the next thing we gotta do is melt.
Show them in the camera how it's supposed to look.
See if you guys can see that in there pretty close.
Right here, this camera. On the other side.
And then here's our film. So you can see how it will look. Very nice, very vibrant. All right. Now, before we press it, we do have to melt this glue down. So what I did here on the heat press is I actually removed my cover here. One of the reason I'll move it is after some time the cover gets stretched and it kind of dangles down. So when I'm a hover right now, I don't want that cover touching my film. So I actually removed it. And I pretty much put all the pressure down, so when I come down and lock it in, it hovers over the print. So right now it's not touching it. It's about an inch away, and you want to do this for 2 minutes. 2 minutes right now. You're just going to let it cook there for 2 minutes. It's basically melting the glue. It's activating the glue, and we'll be able to press it immediately right after. I'll answer some questions I think I see in the chat here. It says, will you have the environment for the original 330 TX? So yeah, like we mentioned, for both the Gamut and the direct ink, we'll have both of those on there for you. Roy Evans, what was your color strength set at? This one for the dark, I have it at 95. Usually 95, 90 around there is what I found works pretty well for that. So that's the color strength I do have it set at. And again, once you get the environment, all that will automatically be set at. Brian said, I see you had your highlight set at 60. So, and this one actually, you're right, it was set at 60. But if you notice right next to it, I actually have it turned off in this actual environment right here. So it says none. So even though it says 60, it didn't actually spray that 60 in there. Pre-treat as normal, no pre-treat is needed. So you don't need any pre-treat for this. You're just gonna go ahead and cook that film. After that, we're just gonna press it directly onto the shirt. Absolutely no pre-treat is needed. Victor Rubio said, will you have settings for poly? Will that be needed? Yeah, so we'll have the settings for that as well. So all that we'll be able to do on poly. Like Victor's mentioned, we did it on hats. The other day I did it on leather. I did it on a piece of vinyl. Like a vinyl, like leather piece. So, I've been testing it out on a whole bunch of different products and it works great. It transfers on there real good. And again, these are a lot of little things that I haven't been able to do with my machine. And now, this is a good addition to getting these things done.
Hey, Vic and Edsel, can we talk a little bit about the heated platen? Like, how does that thing connect to the unit? Where does it draw power from? Can we answer a few of those technical questions here for the crowd?
Yeah, so this unit is fully self-sustained. So you would plug it in to a different power outlet, right? And the whole surface is heated. There's a controller. Show them the controller. So you can go up and down on temperature, right? So the controller is going to go up and down on temperature. The fans, vacuum fans are also integrated. So I don't know if you could get it in the camera. But if you could zoom in, you could see there's vacuum holes here.
Mm-hmm.
See that? There's vacuum holes that are gonna hold that, right? So with this product, you need crisp lines, right? If your film is moving around, it's gonna be a problem, right? So that's why we wanted to make sure we have something as easy as possible. If you don't have the platen, these films are also gonna work, right? But you have to make sure you tape it down. The settings will still work. We did it both ways, right? What are the advantages of having this thing? Number one is you can print faster because the ink's gonna dry, right? So if you don't wanna have your high DPI settings, you can use the heated platen and it'll hold the film in place while you're doing that, right? That's important. So you wanna take this.
I'll add some powder to this one too. Once you kind of have some in your tray, you can almost like scoop it up a little bit and get some in there and just work it in there. Just back and forth. Should be good enough. And any excess paper that you see down here, what I'll do is I'll cut this off and then boom, you still have an extra piece, that I'll use for something else, print some pocket or something else. So all this extra, blank film, you can still go ahead and cut it off, save that piece for later, and then you can print something else in there. So put that in there. Now, this one already cooked. This one already did its 2 minutes. A little, if you look at it, it is a little bit, you'll notice the look is a little bit different on there. But that's what you want to do. 2 minutes hovering. You want to make sure you hover for 2 minutes, and that heats up this powder glue. Our shirt, I'm just using a cotton shirt here. Again, no pre-treat. I'm not using any pre-treat for this. I'm just going to give it a little pre-press, get rid of any moisture, any folds, any wrinkles. In the meantime, what I'll do is I'll start printing the tags. So there's one that we want to start.
Roy was asking about doing the logos up. So guys, so this is where we saw some more cost-effective ways of doing this. So Edsel's going to do a few different like chest type logos and then some neck tags that you can print a whole bunch of them in one sheet and then cut them for use later, right? So that's what he's gonna run right now. Can you run the ink cost of what?
Yeah. Look at that. The film just grabs onto it quick. Send this over to the front. Let's check that out. I think I don't have my prices in here.
Oh, I think you send the same one. It's
Oh,
all right.
sure.
You'll do it.
Ink cost.
This is live.
Yeah, ink cost for that last one was 68 cents. So 68 cents. It is much cheaper.
Hey, Vic,
All right.
what do you guys see being the shelf life for one of these DTF prints? What would you guys expect, or what should somebody expect from like a washability point of view? How many washes are we going to get out of a DTF transfer? Things of that nature.
So I think the last data that I have, we've done about a 30 wash tests, right? The ones I'm wearing have about 45 washes already on them. So I always like to wear stuff and wash it regular, right? So we've been doing this, making sure this is working for quite a few months, guys, right? So this washes pretty well because you're drying the ink, right, which is the Gamma Plus ink that washes, and then you also have the adhesive powder that washes pretty well. Now we tried like a whole bunch of different powders, and these wash really well. So you could expect a good washing.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and press this guy. It's already ready. It's going to be, I have a level 4 of pressure, so about medium pressure is what you want to use for this. And I am going to use one of my sheets to cover it. And we're only pressing it for 15 seconds. So 15 seconds, and that's going to be it. Go ahead and clamp down. Now you do want to keep it at your 15 seconds. I've had a couple where I've gone over maybe an extra 5 seconds, 10 seconds. And you do notice a little bit of burning up. So just be a little careful with your time. Set your time so that way it automatically pops up. So this one is done. Now again, this one is hot peel. This is one of the beauties of the hot peel and the heat ply, and I'm able to just rip it off out of here right away. So go ahead and just grab it, just start peeling it off. Look at that. Beautiful. Bring this over here. Dust it off, it's a little hot. And you can see, the print in there. Now the feel is a little bit different. We'll talk about a little bit of the pros and the cons, of DTF. But the feel is a little bit different, for anybody that hasn't done it yet. A little bit of a different feel compared to the traditional DTG, way of printing. So that is one of the things that's a little bit, different is the feel, to it. Even the finish kind of has like this glossy, sheen across it. Versus, let's say your traditional DTG prints, more of a matte, look on there. So real nice, real solid, real easy. As you saw, just quick 15-second transfer and everything, gets on there. So real nice in there. What we'll do is I think we're going to also do some, actually, let me start the tag real quick and we can show you guys the tag. Let's see some of these questions. So what's the ink cost of print you just did? So I think I went over that 60, and that did print a white underbase. Yes, so every time we're doing a dark shirt or anything, we're always going to print the white underbase. Sherry said, I have tested 50 washes and it worked great. It's awesome. Like I said, these things, they work great. Chef flies, let's see. What size is the film? So it is A3, so it's 11 by 16 3/4 is what it is, I believe. Do I need a new rip? If not, how do I add the settings to DTF? So you don't need a new rip. We'll go ahead and install the actual environments into your rip. So it'll be installed, nothing new you have to purchase there. How is this different from printing straight on the shirt? Well, I think the big things is going to be pre-treat. We eliminated the whole pre-treating, process and step, out of it.
Yeah, guys. So one of the things that's important for you guys to understand, this is a good addition to what you're already doing, right? There's some stuff that I like this for. I mean, Edsel and I have been testing this for quite some time. right? I like it for smaller prints that you can gang up on one sheet, right? By the time we do powder and by the time we bake it, by the time like some bigger images, like you're better off just pre-treating and printing, right? Because you're not gonna get any advantages. You're gonna spend more time on the powdering process and you're gonna spend more labor, right? Some stuff that's smaller, there's totally like, you do it. Now you gotta do vectors mostly, right? Because gradients are not great for DTF, right? So that's a great point, Sean. You want to do stuff that's a hard logo, a hard edge, so you want to add it as an addition, right? You want to have it as something that you can use. There's some things that are just not going to work. You're going to DTG it, right? So the main goal, guys, is with the exact same equipment, you could do more. And that's why versus other DTG companies, they're trying to stay away from it. We're leaning into it hard because it's bringing value to you guys. And so that's one of the biggest reasons. I know Sherry was saying, hey, people have been doing DTF for a long time, quite a few more months. For sure. I mean, we've been looking into this, and we've been studying different films and powders since last year, right? The reality is we want to release solutions that are friendly to our customers. We want to release solutions that work. A lot of people out there getting scammed, right? Release solutions that are safe, right? So right now, our powders and our printed product are the only ones that are, certified with CPSIA. You have the stuff. So we've been waiting for all the child safety stuff and all the certifications. So if you guys can see, this stuff is going to be safe for your bigger accounts. It's going to be safe for your child type of clothing. There's a lot of different certifications. So it is a good question, Sherry. That's why we've been waiting on top of all the settings, on top of there's a million films to try, on top of there's a million powders. We did all that stuff for you guys. And also, some of this stuff's like way too expensive out there. So we're doing it so it could be cost effective for you guys to do and to have to do it with your existing equipment. So yeah, that's why we're doing it.
Hey, good point on the price. When we were developing pricing strategy for this, guys, we confirmed that we have the best prices on films and powders in the market. We're the best prices. We've got the best quality hand feel. I know people are asking about some of the hand feels here. And so regardless of the quantities that you need to, whether it's like, 1 kilo up to 4, or if you need anywhere from 100 to 200 films, you'll notice that we do have the best pricing and the best quality product out there with the safety certification. So these are things that we've spent a lot of time researching and spent a lot of money on R&D to figure this out for you so that you guys can be confident in our DTF direct film line.
Let's see, Maria, if you don't buy the platen or kit, can we have the environment settings, right? So Maria, so you don't need the platen. The only main thing that you need is to make sure that you're printing with the settings that Edsel has. We tried it with no heat and with heat. The main thing is you have to slow down your printer when you don't have heat, because it's gonna like bleed in. The colors are gonna bleed into each other. Yeah, if you want to buy somewhere else, I mean, we're not gonna tell you not to buy somewhere else, right? It doesn't make sense to buy more expensive, but
yeah, and like I had mentioned earlier, I tested a lot of films, and there was times where I had to slow the printer way down just to get it to work on these type of these other films. So these settings that I have are the fastest and just for this film that work great for this film. So yeah, I mean, using these other films, you may not have the same results. And I'm looking on Facebook and seeing online, everybody has crazy settings all over the place, printing it 2 times, printing it 3 times. So does this film combined with the settings that I have there work the best? I guess using another film, you may have different results. So everything will require some testing there, but the film that we sell partners up great with the settings that we have now. All right, so let's powder this guy up again. So there's the sheet.
So what did we do here, guys? This is a sheet with a whole bunch of different logos. So you have some logos and then some neck tags. So that's where I saw the most value, guys, is that you can run some of these, have them, cut them up, and then your cost per tag will be less because you're able to balance out the labor of doing all this amongst a whole bunch of prints, right? So that's what that's how it goes.
One of the things that, when you guys are putting in positioning your film is always try to make sure you have room for your fingers. So you can see up here, I only have like half an inch, to hold it right there. So be a little careful, try to give yourself some space there. So that way you can get your fingers in there and really work it around. Right now the ink is wet. If I really rub on it, it will smear off. So you want to be careful with that. So that's one tip that I like, just make sure you have enough space and then you can work it, back and forth pretty good.
Maria, again, she's asking about the environments. These environments are tuned to this film, right? To this ink, to this powder, to this everything, right? So yeah, we'll be happy to give you the environments. If you're using a different film, cold peel, hot peel, some other settings, you're still gonna have to play with it anyway. So the main goal of this is for us to do all this for you guys, right? So yeah, we can share the environments with you guys. It doesn't mean it's gonna work with whatever other stuff you're using, right? That's the main point. This is a recipe, right? It might get you closer, might get you further, but yeah, we could share that. Yeah, hit up support for it.
All right, so I just finished that off. I'm just shaking off the excess. Let's take it over. Again, I'm just gonna adjust the pressure on my heat press to its lowest setting, which basically locks it into a hover mode when I clamp it back down. So again, all the way down, just move it down. And once it locks in, it's still not touching my film. Again, important, and you want to let it cook there for those 2 minutes.
From Mario, can you stack transfers on top of each other? They're printed, shipped to clients. They need special cover sheets in between. So if you cook the powder long enough to where it's properly cooked, you're able to do it. There's storing conditions for any of this stuff. Gets too humid, stuff just gets messed up. So always test before you do that.
The DTF Starter Kit has a value of $129.99, and we're going to sell it today for $99.99. In that kit, you will get 100 sheets, cold or hot. You can choose on the product page. You're going to get one of those little powder bottles. You're going to get a plastic funnel so that you can place that powder back in the bottle. You get a plastic funnel. You're going to get one of those trays. You're going to get a squeegee. And in addition to that, you are going to get the drag and drop environments for your FreeJet 330TX or TX Plus. Actually, I think we're going to be giving both. So you'll get an email link to where you can download both right after that. So it's $99. Retail on that is normally $129, but you're going to get it for $99.99. And then when you guys are done and you guys move through that, you can come back to the shop and re-up on either the powder or the films. And again, you can compare them, and anybody else out on there, we're going to have the best price possible. So for people who want the platen, I do have individual people asking me where they can get it. It is not on our marketplace yet because it is pre-selling. And so if you want it, email me. It's Ryan, RYAN, at omniprintonline.com. And I will make sure that we set one aside for you and get you plugged in. So Joshua, I see you there. I was about to type an answer back. We've got a couple other people reaching out. But again, email me, Ryan, at omniprintonline.com. If you want to get on the pre-sale list for the platen, quantities are super limited at first. This is a proprietary product development house. So if you want access, I'm your guy.
Put the link on the chat.
So this guy's done. Let's cut up some of these. Let's make some tags. It's a vacuum. It's pulling my paper. So just cut one of these guys off. So this is one thing I've been using it a lot for my machine is the tags. People love them and it's an extra thing. And before when I was, I had a DTG the tags, and anybody who's to try that is, it's a pain to be having to pre-treat the inside and do all that stuff. So for the tag, I do like to use the hat plan. The hat plan's it's a really nice small little heat press pad right here, so I don't have to be putting the whole shirt, onto my press there. If you have those extra press attachments for your stalls, they work great. In this case, I'm just going to use my hat platen here, which works great. So I'm just going to grab this, just wrap it around here. Check my pressure real quick, and I like to give it a little press, get rid of any moisture that's in there. Lift it back up, all right. My tag, I'm just gonna drop it in there. Let me see the paper here. I don't get my shirt dirty. Same thing, 15 seconds. We're always going to heat press it for those 15 seconds. And again, always set your time here. I've had guys, leave it at 90 and they hope they can open it in those 15 seconds and they walk away, and it will ruin your transfer if it does go over the time. So there it is. This guy's done. And again, hot peel. So that means I don't have to wait for this to cool down. That's one of the things that's good about the hot peel. You get rid of it right away. Start peeling this guy off. And then now we have our tag. Where's the camera? So very easy to do. There's a big one over here. It is. Adds the tag in there, makes it look really professional. It's that extra thing. Charge people a little extra for this. And it gives everything just a nice finish. It gives everything a nice professional finish when you have that extra tag. It'll work great also, like Vic had mentioned, on the sleeves. Anybody who's trying to print on sleeves, anybody who's trying to pre-treat a sleeve, how it could be. Same thing, we can come in here, wrap it around, and boom, just start pressing onto our sleeves very quickly. Yeah, actually, why don't we do this?
Hey guys, we're doing this live. How cool is this? I mean, where else are you going to get this crap at, huh? We're live here on a Wednesday, making moves, introducing new products. I mean, I'm fired up about it.
Yeah, I love this.
Fred Jones, man, we see you, Fred. Definitely value having you here. Thank you.
Turn around. This is one thing I also like it for: quick sleeve prints, couple seconds. All right. All set. Again, hot peel. If this was cold peel, I would have had to have. Oh, this is upside down. If this was cold peel, I would have had to have let this sit here for 30 seconds, a minute, in order for it to fully cool down. And you want it cool to the touch. So once you're holding it down, if you're feeling it, you still feel it's warm, and you're using the cold peel, you don't want to let it fully cool down, or else if you try to rip that guy off while it's still hot or warm, it'll rip the print right off as well. So that's one thing. The hot peel, we're able to get this and rip it off immediately. You don't have to sit there and waste a whole bunch of time waiting for it to cool down. A really, really good addition to some of these.
So maybe ask people, like, do you guys like the hot peel or the cold peel? We're all hot peel over here, but what do you guys like? So you guys gotta let us know, because we gotta stock a whole bunch of this stuff.
Yeah.
The main difference is cold peel, you have to the process would be you're gonna stack your shirts and then come back and do a peel after, right? And wait. So JC, we'll explain the differences. So cold peel means that when you press it and you bring it out of the press, the transfer and the ink have to be cool before you peel it off, right? Hot peel, right out of the press, you peel it off and you're done, right? So you don't have that extra process. Those are the main differences. Why does somebody use hot peel? What we notice is cold peel is easier to print, right? Because it's going to grab like some of the ink better, right? But with the settings that we did, both the hot peel and the cold peel, we have the different settings done for you guys, right? So we just have both options. I just happen to like the hot because I don't have that extra step, right? But if you guys are already doing cold, you could try the cold peel too as well. The other difference is when somebody doesn't have a heated platen, right? The cold peel is easier again to print. So that's why a lot of people might use cold peel. If you use the heated platen, the main benefits are you're able to dry the ink while you're printing, which means that it's not going to run, right? And you could put more ink down, and you're kind of pre-drying that before you apply the powder. So those are the main differences.
Vic, you guys see Raj's question? It says, okay, production question. Let's say we print and powder. How long can you hold on to the sheet like that?
I've had one up to about a little over a week. That's something we can let them sit for, you know, some time.
Yeah, so we have to do some more testing on that, guys, for sure. But we've let ours stay there for some time and transfer them. The reality is, you're pre-drying and you're like baking that adhesive, right? So chemically and theoretically, you could use it whenever. We just have to do maybe a month, print some and do a monthly test, and give you guys an expiration date on them.
One of the things, just if you are going to store them, just make sure it's somewhere dry. You know, you don't want any moisture or anything like that collecting on the film. Moisture can release, you know, some of this coating on there, so just be a little careful. That's one thing. I was working with it, you know, a couple weeks ago, and I had pre-treat moisture all over my hands, and every time I was touching it, it was ruining the film there. So just kind of be careful with moisture or anything like that.
Yep, that's one of the things that will kill it. You know, we've ran some of these through the conveyor. They stand up fine. Just make sure that you set up your heat settings. If you don't have a thermometer to follow the film down the line to make sure it doesn't overheat, you don't want to get it over that 300-degree mark. You also don't want to burn the film, right?
Maria said, for more delicate fabrics that burn at higher temp, are we able to lower the temps? Since we're only really cooking it for 15 seconds, you almost don't even give it enough time to start burning it up. I've done it on poly and I've done it on cotton. Like I said, I've even done leather. Someone, last week someone brought backpacks, into the office, and they wanted to print on backpacks, stuff like that. So test it out. Like I always tell customers, I mean, if it's gonna burn without even putting the transfer on there, then yeah, we'll have to make some adjustments in there. But I haven't ran into too many fabrics that I've burnt up just with those 15 seconds that I ran it through.
For Fred Jones, how many sheets can we do in a bag of powder? What are those calculations? We got some calculations.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We have a little bit of the square footage, so I'll get those numbers for you guys, and then I'll post those, to kind of get an idea how much a bag, and then this size image, see how many you can get, out of it total.
Was it 150 per 100 pack of sheets, something like that?
I think, yeah. So 7 grams to cover the entire sheet. We'll have Saeed, our director of R&D, provide us some specifics, and I'll post it to everybody in the group. Nat T says, how would you say the feel compares to a heat transfer vinyl?
You guys are already spoiled because you have the Gamut Plus and the direct ink, so the feel is already way better, even if you don't use this film and powder. I have tested some nasty stuff out there that people are selling, fly-by-night operations that just sucks, right? So the feel is pretty nice. I mean, this stuff I've been wearing for a while. Initially, it's not as nice as DTG, the feel, right? It is a transfer, guys. So you're just gonna have to gauge it for you guys yourselves. But it is a pretty nice feel.
Someone had asked if it felt like vinyl. I think it is softer, than vinyl. Vinyl I think is very thick. And that's another thing. While we were testing all these films, like I had mentioned, some of them, will leave a really tacky, thick feel. We went through various films until finally we found a real nice one for you guys. It gives you a nice, soft, touch to it. So, yeah, some of them do give you really nasty transfers, and it feels like a really nasty heat transfer. And I just don't like it. I'm sure some of the customers won't like it, but this one, it works great. Nice, soft feel. Transfers great. It doesn't feel real bad on the body when you're wearing it.
We're going to go ahead and bring in somebody, because I think it's important. We have been testing this in the market amongst a few people. And you guys, we can sit here and speak all of this out to you guys, right, from our point of view, from the brand, but it's more impactful when you guys hear it from some of our other main users. So, Mike, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for having me. Hey, what's up, Vic? What's up, Edsel? All right, I think I lost you guys.
Hey, what's up, Mike?
You're here.
There you
All
go.
right, okay, cool. Yeah.
I wanted to say if you could introduce yourself a little bit. So like I told you guys, we've been trying this stuff for a long time. Part of our R&D process is not only the safety, right, but will this thing work for existing customers out there? So we send out a whole bunch of these kits for people to try out. So, Mike, maybe introduce yourself, let people know what you're up to, and we sent you a kit.
Yeah, so my name is Mike Valencia. I run Nav Design here in Southern California. I primarily am a DTG printer with some screen printing on the side. So I've owned my printer for about a year now, and it's been great. No issues. Everything's been awesome. Vic and his team, Edsel, Serafin, they've been awesome in helping me get to where I am now today. So last month I've been seeing a lot of people with the DTF stuff, seeing feeds on different pages on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, and I was kind of like, wow, what's all this about? And sure enough, Vic had reached out and just kind of telling me a little bit about what they were looking to implement over at Omniprint, and asked if I would be willing to try it out. So I said, sure, why not? So I got the kit, I got the package. From the get-go, Edsel was on the phone with me, helping me out, just getting my printer set up, get the settings right. And for a long time, I would purchase heat transfers for neck tags, sleeves, just small logos. I was buying those outright from a third party. And after trying out these DTF transfers and playing with them, I realized that it was like crack. Right away, I was.
Disclaimer: do not snort and/or cook this powder, guys.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I tried it out, tested it, and right away I was hooked. My productivity has gone up to skyrocket. It's just I don't know what to say. It's awesome. It's a good complement to what I'm already doing, and I now can do this stuff in house. Don't have to broker out to anybody else, and it's more profitability for myself. And I can now offer more than just a DTG print. Sleeves, neck tags. I've done koozies. Koozies is another thing I just added, which I'm killing with the koozies. So they work great with koozies. For those of you that don't have the plus, polyester, works great. A4 dry fits 100%. I have a plus, but I find it faster just doing DTF than having to pre-treat. And then obviously hoodies is another pain in the butt, but with hoodies, you could do stuff like that just works. And it's just a quicker turnaround for me. It's less of a hassle dealing with the pre-treat. I got my kids involved, and they don't have to deal with the pre-treat. They don't have to smell it, breathe it. They can go straight to the DTF, and they love it. So, there's a lot of things you can do. It's just, testing is a big key. Not everything is a home run in the park, right? You got to go and do your diligence and see what works for you. But right away, Edsel got me set up, and it just out the gates worked. So I didn't have to fool around with any of the settings, seeing what other people are doing. It's just a great product, and I see myself definitely going this route more than the actual DTG printing itself. So yeah, it's a great product.
Awesome.
So I'm really excited.
Cool. Thanks for the feedback, Mike. So anybody that has questions from a user, be a good time to ask. We literally drop the kit on him, send him the settings. So for a lot of you that struggle with different types of settings, different types of films and all that, it'd be good to ask.
Yeah, Vic, if you guys want to put down my contact information, I know you guys are busy. I'll be more than happy to work with whoever has questions or need help with settings or just anything. I'm always open to help and collaborate with others and just build a big print empire, right?
That's a great offer. Everybody, give it up for Mike offering his time. I know he's busy too.
Appreciate it.
Come on, yeah.
Hey, real quick, let me just close the loop on this because this is an important question that Fred brought. So Saeed from R&D, he says that you can get approximately 143 sheets per kilo of powder. And so just for reference, we sell by the kilo on the site. So you can kind of just do the math there. And for those who were like, well, what does that mean in pounds? Well, like 1 kilo equals 2.2 pounds. So just for those of you who are asking about it.
What is Mike's phone number and address?
Yeah, you can shoot him my Instagram, and
send
me through there.
Mike, what's your Instagram? I'll post it in the chat.
Social security number.
It's yeah, right. Credit card number. It's Nav Custom Vinyl. NAV Custom Vinyl.
At Nav Custom Vinyl.
Vinyl.
All right.
Yeah.
Posting it right now.
Quick question from Raj. So you bake for 2 minutes. So yeah, you hover the glue for 2 minutes and then you press it for 15 seconds after. Valerie, what size are the sheets? They're A3, so it's 11 by 16 3/4. So almost the whole plan. They're able to print. I think that was all the questions there.
Yeah, I'm going to post the specific sheet sizes right now in the chat for everybody.
Hey, you know what? I made a mistake. It's actually Nav_Custom Vinyl. So I'll put that here.
Mike, we already posted
See,
the
I
wrong
mean,
one, bro.
Oh, come on. Everybody
man,
followed the other guy.
Yeah, right.
Oh man. Oh, you don't have to follow me. Just messages. Hey, when I started with this DTG stuff, I got a lot of support from other Freejet owners and obviously you guys at Omniprint. So I think it's only fair that I do the same and offer help for those that need it. So, we're a team.
Yep.
It's good because I get to the point where I get so overwhelmed with jobs where I always seek out other printers who can help. So, it's good to get in contact with those as well. So we can work together and bang these out together and make some money. So that's what I'm about: making money and sharing knowledge and just being that person. So
yeah, that's what it's all about, guys. Remember, if our mission is to build a huge community of entrepreneurs that are winning, like network with each other, help each other win. Those of you guys that are struggling, like my top advice, hook up with people that are not struggling, right? What did they do different? How are they able to sell, right? Those are important parts. How do they push through some of the challenges, right? Because in any business, at any stage, you're going to have some challenges. Tiffany will be able to get some training. These videos, we'll have some application instructions on the site too as we do more. But this is the thing, Tiffany, we decided to do these settings ahead of time. The idea is to be able for you to get it, receive them, and then apply them so that it could be easier for you. That's why, Mike dropped in those settings and he didn't have to mess around. A lot of people are struggling with what kind of underbase I use, what kind of color pass, what kind of resolution, which film. Every film is different, guys. So if you guys are ordering from these stores, remember, the people out there, they're just slanging this product next, right? This is the next thing for them. So whatever size or whatever type of film is going to be a little bit different. So you're going to have to adjust. So we were trying to remove all that for you guys. And have a solution that's safe, have a solution that's kid certified already, and we did all that to make sure you guys get the right stuff. Also, you're not going to beat the price, right? And that's one of the mandate that I had for the team. We got to have a better price than anywhere else, right? So if you guys want to buy somewhere else, that's fine, but we always appreciate your support. The main thing you're going to get different is that everything is designed, purchased, tested to work with each other, right? You can't buy the powder and say that your stuff is child friendly, right? You're not going to be able to do that because everything works as a package. The organizations test the whole print, right? That's important to note. So those are all good questions. After you hot peel, does it require another press? You can, but we haven't been doing it. That's a good question. It's not going to damage it, right? Have you been pressing over it, Mike?
Yeah, so I go back and press it for another 5 to 10 seconds, and what I notice is it does kind of soften the feel a little bit, and it does dull it out a little bit. So it doesn't, if you kind of get rid of that little shine. So yeah, I usually just do 5 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds, but yeah, it works fine. There's no issues.
Yep. How's the washing been? Do you do some washing tests on your side?
Yeah. So I have a shirt. I don't have it here with me, but I'm probably at 35 washes so far, and it's awesome. It's great. So
Nice. It's awesome.
So I'm still going. I'm gonna go until I start seeing cracking, and then I can get back to you and let you know at what wash did it start falling apart. But so far, 35, and it's been great.
Nice. Victor Ruby's got to go, but he's ordering for Marvin. Cool. Thanks, Victor.
All right,
What if JC? What if you have a heated and upper lower platen? That's a good question. So typically, what we notice that upper, like, just make sure you're not like pressing the transfer. Like this is basically a hover, a bake, right? So you're gonna get double the amount of heat. So just do your testing. What we notice on pre-treat and on ink curing, half of the you can pretty much get it done in half of the time. Calvin says, do you need a special platen for the hot peel? Calvin, we have a heated platen with a vacuum. That's how we're able to do the hot peel faster. You don't need it with the settings that we have, though. We're just slowing down the print. If you want to go faster, that's why you would use the heated platen for. And you don't have to tape down your films, right? To mess up your the corner is going to pop up or something like that. You have to tape it down. Those are good questions, Calvin, JC.
Nice. So my kit, a lot of people are ordering their kits already.
If you order your kit, give me a 100 in the chat.
Got to definitely have a handful of people already emailing me too, looking for. Oh, Tanya said 1,000.
Oh, look at that.
Definitely got a lot of people interested in the platen so far.
Yeah, the platen is $6.99, right, Ryan?
Yep, platen is $6.99. We will start shipping those in the next 30 days.
Yeah, so get the pre-order from Ryan. He'll send you a link for the pre-order on that. That way you guys can get on the list.
Yeah, email me, Ryan at omniprintonline.com, RYAN, Ryan at omniprintonline.com, and I'll make sure that we get you guys one secured. Yeah, so if we don't have any more questions here, we're going to come to a close.
Are the environments going to be emailed? They're part of the checkout process, I believe, Sergio? No, yeah. So you'll automatically get them. Just apply the right one to the right printer you guys have. How do you control the heat and the air? That's a good question. So, guys, we engineered this here, right? As per usual, when you have a top nerd like team like we do. So there's a vacuum internally. There's a switch in the back. It'll turn on the air, and that'll hold the sheet. And then there's a controller that handles the temperature of your platen, it just kind of sits there on your printer. So that's a good question. Calvin, what are the pros and cons again with the hot and cold peel? Hot peel, guys, again, is a faster production time. You don't have to wait for the film and the transfer to cool before you peel it. Cold peel, you have to wait for it. It has to be cool, and then you peel it. That's that. So you don't have the extra step. What are you using, Mike? Did you try both or just the hot peel?
I tried both. Both were same results. The only difference is, having to wait with the cold peel, but usually I just set it aside and move on to the next one. And by the time that one's done, it's just, you have a process, but I would probably say the hot peel is probably the best way to go.
Yeah, there you go. Myra, ordering 100. Thank you. All right, what else we got? Did we hammer all your questions? If we didn't get to your questions, type it up again because it went up from the chat. There's a lot of questions today.
Can you reuse the sheets?
Oh, I've heard that come up a lot on the Facebook groups, and I've tried it myself, and I haven't had any success reusing the sheet. At least the areas where the ink lands and then it transfers off. Those areas, don't
like
work.
you can see how we cut it, right? Yeah, you can like reuse the stuff that's not already printed, right? But this has a transfer layer, guys, that allows this whole thing to work. Let me tell you something. If you're trying to reuse something that's going to give your customers bad washing, right? Is it worth like those 3 pennies or whatever you're saving, guys? So remember, you want to think long term. Use the stuff that's going to be high quality washing. Cut the pieces that you need. That's totally good. If you don't let it get wet, it'll be fine. So yeah, we don't recommend any of that shadiness. I don't care if wherever you see it, right? If your customer is going to suffer, then why do it? Can you cure an oven, Lee? We tested it. Just make sure you don't set your building on fire. Test your own stuff. Make sure the right temperature is
is below that, all the way through the tunnel. If you don't have equipment to measure it all the way through the tunnel, get some on Amazon or something. Like you guys got to do the stuff. Especially our our neighbor's building just burned down. All right, so I just want to give you guys that context, knowing that happened to you.
Chris Collins is asking, does it matter if you're using cotton or 100% poly?
It does not from our testing. Mike's been using it on both, right?
Yeah, I've been using it on A4 dry fits. They're 100% polyester.
Yeah.
So far, no issues.
Yeah. So Asphalt asking 330TX Plus or 330TX. These work for both. The main difference, guys, where you need to select the different environment settings that we gave you guys. That when you do your order, it's gonna send you both. Make sure you use the one that's for your individual printer, right? Because those settings are tuned differently. Calvin says, so we don't need to buy any additional equipment for hot peel then. You do not. We wanted to do this where you guys don't have to buy any additional equipment, right? So you buy the kit, the settings work. The main advantages you get from this heated platen is you're able to print faster, and it's going to hold the film down, right? So that's the main differences, right? So you don't have to buy any of the platen for it to work, right? So that's a good question, Calvin.
Different for 330TX or the regular 330. So slightly different settings. So there's different environments for the TX Plus and the regular TX. So make sure you do get the right one in there.
Yeah, Tim Santos, it sounds like you want to order the platen. Email me, Ryan, RYAN, at omniprintonline.com, and I will get you in there. For anybody who wants to pre-order this heated vacuum platen, email me, Ryan, RYAN, at omniprintonline.com, and we will get you on the list.
Yep.
Sergio,
put the link for the film kit again, Ryan, for
Yes,
people
sir.
that are just joining up. What resolution are you printing these at? 2880 or 1440?
1440. 1440, yeah. With the heated plants, they had asked if speeding it up. One of the reasons why this is heating up is because once you start to print faster, the ink has to dry fast enough in order for us to put the color and the rest of it on top, or even pack more color into it. So by having this heated platen, or even the ability to control the heat to go even higher, we are able to speed it up a little bit into. Normally 1440 by 1440 is the standard resolution. The one that's a little bit faster than that one would be 1440 by 720. But again, that one you will for sure probably more likely need the heated platen to make that guy work.
Yep, it's gonna run. So the more ink you use, all the colors gonna run into each other unless you have the heated platen. Rosendo, yes, we covered the conveyor dryer thing. Just make sure you don't burn yourself or the building. Do proper testing so you can try that out. Let's see, Raj, crazy question. All right, we're ready. If you put a sticker paper onto the transfer instead of clothing, would that qualify as a glossy sticker? Man, Raj, that is crazy, man.
I'm pretty sure the adhesive from the sticker might melt.
Yeah.
If you press it, on there and stuff.
Calvin, if you don't have the heated platen, you don't have to wait between the color layer and white. That's why we include the settings for the Plus and the TX. It's tuned to work. You don't have to do any crazy stuff with this film. Call me Crazy Raj. Crazy Raj. We love you, Crazy Raj. All right. What else we got?
people have been using countertop ovens to cure these sheets. Is that needed?
Well, if you have a heat press and it's a commercial press, why use an oven? But you can.
Someone sent me a photo of an easy bake oven.
Easy bake.
Yeah, I was like, what the
Dude, can we just agree not to get any sort of building on fire, guys?
Yeah.
And just if you have commercial equipment, just use it.
Scott, I love seeing you here, man. You're here every single week.
Anything else, Mike, you can add as a user? I know you've been hammering me on this deal.
Yeah. No, man. Like I said, I think it complements well with what I'm already doing. Bring it in house. You know, it's more money in my pocket. So it's just it alleviates me having to go and deal with other people. So far, it's been working great.
Awesome, man. So now it's here. We have a ton of it.
Is the starter kit contain 330 or 330 TX Plus asphalt? The starter kit will come with the environments for both units. Just drag and drop whichever one you need, but make sure you choose the right one. All right, folks. We are 20 over. This is a good session. This is one of many to come. Everybody, every customer of Omniprint was just introduced to this product 20 minutes ago. You guys here on this session being the first. This is just again this is where we push off the dock, if you will. We're going to continue to innovate. We're going to continue to bring good solutions for you. And so if you guys have questions, if there's certain content you want, if you need certain educations, if you guys want a mastermind on this, if you guys want some one-on-one training on how to do this stuff, you guys want somebody to come to your shop to help you. We're going to be rolling all of this stuff out to you. I just need to know what you need. Okay, that's where we're at. We're here to support you in your printing endeavors. And
so people are asking, is it difficult? Should I be traveling with this product in my bag? Do not just have it in a white bag wrapped in saran wrap.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do not do that. This has a CPSIA certification. You have like legit product markings from our chemical department, right? So you're not going to get stopped in the in any sort of shipping situation with a kilo of powder, right? So that's a great question, guys. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys all. Make sure you guys are hitting up Ryan for everything you need. Also, other topics, let us know what brings more value to you guys. That's what we're here doing every Wednesday. And then, as you guys start getting these kits, make sure you share it. Let us know. We want to make sure you guys are getting the best stuff at the best quality, the best feel, the best stretchability, and also the best price. So, and safe product, right? So that's important.
It's been real and it's been fun, and it has been real fun. We will see you guys again next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're out.
We're out.
Thanks.